Like,
Right, Ranty, I've got you up.
Okay, yeah.
So this is
This is for the Isle
presentation
of
number
Man.
2, right?
It is, yeah, and this is the Isle of Man. I have noticed some incredible things actually whilst I've just been focusing on this particular shot, this frame. We actually have a boat that's behind this wind turbine here. Now, they're not allowed to fish inside the wind turbines themselves. So either it's a fishing boat or it's part of the maintenance stuff that looks after these turbines. I'm not too sure. It looks a bit too small for that. But also, we've got these seagulls that are all in a line here clustered. Now, they generally float around fishing boats and fishing trawlers. From the other video that I took from St. Bees, we actually saw that. So that's just an interesting observation of something that I've seen just here at the minute. If that is a fishing boat, though, that will mean it will have to be behind the turbines, which would put it at a distance of about 23 miles away. Elevation was 35 feet, and essentially that boat should be like 130 feet beyond the curve. We shouldn't even see that. Anyway, this is North Barul, and we shouldn't see this at all. The curve calcs would put the curve calculations about where my cursor is up here. So North Barul should not be seen from my location. I'm going to play the video. This is North Barul. Hopefully I pan left in a minute. Yeah. We're still seeing the Isle of Man. More Isle of Man here. Another part of the Isle of Man here. This is, I've got a capture up here. This would be Clag Uwe, something like that, what it's called. Back to the video. Next we come to Snaefell. Passing Snaefell, which shouldn't be seen on the curve calculations. None of this should be seen, people.
None of it should be seen on the pseudoscience globe model.
Well, yeah, none of it should be seen on. If you're a baller, you shouldn't be seeing this.
And if you're a normal person, you realise that light doesn't move in an arc; it moves in straight lines, and it deviates minusculely off center. It doesn't bend in an arc. There is no radius. It's not been proven. You claim there is, but I claim that unicorns exist. Doesn't make it true.
yeah, the word is scintillation, not arc, right? That's what lights.
So what we need to do then is let's hijack and take ownership of the phrase refraction, and let's call it scintillation all the time from now on, because that sounds like a better word than refraction. Because if everybody thinks that refraction means that light's bending, well, let's not use that word anymore. Let's phase that out as redundant, and we'll use scintillation instead.
Yeah, that's a more accurate term, in fact, if you actually look into it, for what we're talking about in the context of these kind of this kind of footage.
Scintillation sounds so much better as well.
Yeah, it is kind of a pretty word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds downright dirty.
And
As it's describing dirty air, I'm happy with that.
Lenny Harry says, Lily making up words now instead of the usual making up meanings to words. No, scintillation is a word. It's been adopted, and we're using it from now on to describe the effects previously known as refraction.
Can you spell it and then say it phonetically?
Scintillation, S-C-I-N-T. And then you can guess the rest. I don't know.
So here's my location.
Oh, come on. Hold on.
Displaying.
Just before you get through this, just because we're going to be using this term, it'd be nice to have someone spell it correctly.
Okay, hold on. Just to make sure I don't make any mistakes.
C-I-N-T-I-L-L-I-T-I-O-N. Scintillation.
Look it up, people.
So,
yeah, you carry on,
Google Earth. This is where I was taking the image from. The life jacket thing is just here.
Although actually, the definition says that the process or state of emitting flashes of light rather than light. Maybe scintillation is not the right word.
Well, there may be. I don't know. Maybe they're using it in different ways in different contexts. Well, I was going to say, you know, what they're calling it in this paper that I read was optical turbulence.
Ah, actually.
Actually, what?
Well, science has its own meanings for words, and it seems to do it backwards. Like the meaning for the word species is not the normal meaning that everybody else would understand the meaning of species to be. They make it up. They make up things like gravity. They make up other words and put meanings to words that nobody else like has a common understanding of. Literally change it back to front to allow things to happen. Let's call it scintillation and call it what we want. Why not?
Indeed.
Well, okay. Or if you look up twinkling on Wiki, like sometimes you have to look up more than one definition in order to find the one you're looking for, because these words have had a lot, you know, they've been used in various contexts, but it says twinkling or scintillation is a generic term for the variations in apparent brightness or position of a distant luminous object viewed through a medium, right? So that's what we're talking about here. The variations in position of a distant luminous object viewed through a medium.
I love that.
And so, yeah, I think that that's what the way that it's being used in some of these papers on optics is to describe this distortion. It's just the minor variation in position of of a distant object because of basically, like, you know, microscopic eddies of temperature in the air, but that average out, right? That some of them go sideways, some of them go up and down. And then
Shout out to Mr. Flat Curve, who says that if you point a P900 at a baller's ear, you can see right through to the other side.
Okay, so I'm glad we tied down the term, though. Thank you for that, Nummy. Do you want to carry on, Ranty? You're still presenting, so I've been seeing what you've been doing with the curve calcs and things, but...
Yeah, sure. So begging the question, I'm going to keep using that term now that you've set me off on doing that. But this is North Barule, and fortunately we've got a nice gradient runoff here that kind of follows up very nicely with Peak Finder. And you have to ask yourself, how low are we actually seeing? To what point? This should not be seen anyway. The fact is, you shouldn't see this. But if this is North Barule by Peak Finder, and we have it matching up very nicely on the evidence here, how much of North Barule are we actually seeing?
I mean, I don't want you to pin your... I mean, this has been done in the last half an hour, you're matching up at this, so once you've done the composite with it more zoomed and got it in more detail, then, you know, for now, this is very sketchy. And I just want you to disclaim that here, so no one says, "Oh, this whole thing's discredited because they, you know, showed what they were doing as they were doing it." You know what I mean?
Well, what happened was this top part here was a screenshot as I was zooming out, and we know from the video that I just showed you, as I zoomed in and then panned along, you could see all the mountain ranges here. Whereas as I zoom out, you lose that definition. If I play the video again, you'll see what I mean. Let's go. So here we are at the start of the video. There's North Barule, and you can see already it's kind of hazy over here, but you can actually see the mountain ranges here. But we're not actually picking that up as I zoom out to get the one pan. So we lose that definition as I zoom out. But I can composite it, I believe, and maybe draw out some more definition of stuff. This should all be gone though. And Sandra, P900 Cool Pics, shout out to her because she's been seeing this on a regular basis. If you go to her channel, she has got maybe a dozen of these from a different location.
Can you guys hear the birds chirping in my...
I can. I was going to ask who it was, I just didn't want to interrupt.
It's kind of nice, though, I hope.
Yes, very.
It's just there's a bird right above me. He's very loud, so he's part of the chat now.
So again, Ranty, we've seen this video now,
Yes.
and it's full length, I'm pretty sure. So any chance you can show us now where you took this from? So it's at the end of the video. I think you spin around or...
Okay. So going back to the same location where I filmed from Barrow, but except for this time that I was actually a little higher up. I was on the ramp and I wasn't down on the beach. So this was from an elevation of about 35 feet. This point here, the distance is 62.8 miles to the top of Snaefell. If I
just sorry, from that position, if you just tilt your camera up, just so you can see from that position what you're looking at. There we go.
Okay, yeah. So if I had my other hard drive in, I would actually have the wind farms all put on here as well. It would be very nice for you to see through the wind turbines as well, but I haven't got to formatting it properly yet. And of course we have North Barul, which is here that we're seeing in the evidence. Goes along, we're seeing the tops here. But at what point do we stop seeing this part? Where does it stop? Because the elevation goes quite low. You know, you're talking 900 feet, 800 feet, and the curve calcs say that it should be at least double that. Go to Metabunk, 62.8 feet, viewer height 35, hidden 2058, which is higher than Snaefell. The drop itself, just the drop, 2630.
Awesome.
And
yeah, very good work.
And the thing is that Sandra's seeing this on a daily basis. I haven't been able to get down as often as I wanted to, but P900 Cool Pics, go check her channel out. She sees this pretty much every day. It's not a random occurrence. This happens regular. I had somebody comment that they saw it from Fleetwood with their own eyes without even using a P900. So,
and again, you're gonna hate me, Ranty, but can you can you go through it all again?
All through again?
Yeah.
To ram it home.
Well, yeah. If you just start at the beginning again, and this is what I'm looking at. This is where I'm looking at it from. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Just because there's been, it's been broken up a little bit, and it's nice to have a little summary. So this is your second presentation of this show.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So from this location, 35 feet above the water at the time that I took the video, this point here, I looked over at the Isle of Man, zoomed in through the wind turbines, and was able to see North Barul, Snaefell, all of it on the geometric Earth should be beyond the curvature of the Earth. Shouldn't see it. All these mountain ranges here you shouldn't see, and they are evidenced in the video, which I'll just put on again now for you to have a quick look. There's North Barul. There's where it tapers off, comes across. Next mountain range we see here, which is this one here. It's called Claig Uri, and maybe also has a part of this slow lean in it. I'm terrible with these names, but that's what it is. And the next one we're going to see, which is this point here, is Snaefell. Again, we shouldn't see this on the curvature of the curvature calculations. Here's Snaefell. And we're actually seeing quite a substantial amount of it. It's not the tippy toppy of it, that's for sure. Again, Sandra sees this every day. Go to her channel, take a look. And as I zoom out, you'll see that there's the water. The tide was around about 2.5 meters. High tide's about 9. Here's my location, and there's 6 steps down to the actual beach. So I estimated my height to be 35 feet. Curvature calcs. I'll put it up now. The distance was 62.8 miles. Viewer height 35 feet. Hidden 2058 with a drop of 2630. I can show you the line measurement here with the properties to prove that that is indeed 62.8 miles to the top of Snaefell.
Absolutely awesome. Does that conclude presentation number 2?
That does.
Awesome.
I've yet to do the Welsh Mountains.